BuzzCity is here tonight with Ken Spenser, director of Regina Little Theatre's presentation of Death Trap. And Ken, what I've noticed you've acted in a number of productions, and this isn't your first time directing?
Oh, no. Over the last about 15 years, I've directed about 12 different full-length plays for Regina Little Theatre. My most recent one before this was A Christmas Carol. I've done 2 or 3 thrillers altogether. I did an Agatha Christie play called Black Coffee, and a few years ago we actually did a stage production of Clue based on the movie of the same name.
Mm-hmm. And this is based on a movie as well, or a movie was based on it, rather.
That's right. Yes. Death Trap was written by RLT, and it was originally produced on Broadway starting in about 1978, and it ran for about 5 years straight. It is actually the longest running thriller play in Broadway history. It was nominated for 6 Tony Awards in 1978, including Best Play, and 2 years later it actually won the Edgar Allan Poe Award from the Mystery Writers of America for Best Play.
And it's been made into a movie with Michael Caine. And
yes, it was made into a movie, I think it was in 1982.
Right. Right.
In fact, if you have a chance to watch the movie, at the very end of the movie there is a scene in which suddenly they are in a theater where a play very similar is taking place. They actually shot those scenes of the movie in New York City at the Majestic Theater on the set of the actual Death Trap play, which was still running at the time.
Cool. That's an interesting bit of trivia. This play really is a play about a play, isn't it?
Yes. It's a bit of misdirection on the author's part, and it's a bit of tongue-in-cheek about his own craft. The play itself is about an older successful playwright who 18 years ago had a wonderful Broadway hit called The Murder Game, and he's had a number of other plays since then, but his challenge is his last 4 plays have been flops, and he has entered into a period of years of writer's block, and he hasn't written a thing. So he feels like his life is winding down and things aren't going very well. And one summer, he runs a seminar at the University of Connecticut for young writers of plays who'd like to write thriller plays. And one of his students has just sent him in the mail a copy of the first play that he has written, a thriller. And this thriller is called Death Trap. And Sydney has apparently just read it and thinks it is a brilliant play. It will run for years, it'll make millions of dollars. It's just, he cannot believe how good the play is. But because he's had writer's block and 4 flops in a row, he's sort of in the grumpy old man depression mode. Only half-jokingly, he retorts to his wife he should invite the young man up here, kill him with the mace hanging on his wall, and pass the play off as his own. And his wife's concern at the end of the first scene is that, oh, he might actually be serious about that, because he does in fact call up the young man and invite him up. And in a concatenation of unlikely circumstances, as the play says, he only has 2 copies of the play. They're both here. No one saw him coming up. And in due time, Sydney makes his move. But this is only the end of the second scene of the outside play, and much more happens as the play moves along. There's a nosy psychic lady who lives in the house next door. She's actually a Dutch psychic who has rented a cottage for 6 months to rest because she's been helping all the police departments of Europe find murderers using her psychic gifts. In the second act, we get introduced to Sydney's lawyer, who has come about some business and discovers some unsettling things about the young man that Sydney has invited up to his house in the first act. So very much like the play that the characters are describing, Death Trap, the actual play on the outside, is a terrific 1-set, 5-character thriller, and a moneymaker at that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And who are the other cast members?
Okay, so we have Brad McDougall is playing the role of Sydney, who is the older playwright. Amanda Shenstead is playing his wife, Myra. Myra's a bit of a a delicate flower and has a bit of a heart condition. Sydney's young student who has written the fabulous new play, Clifford, is played by Devon Bonneau. Helga ten Dorp, the crazy psychic lady from next door, is being played by Marianne Woods. And Sydney's lawyer, Porter Milgram, is being played by Howard DeLong.
Okay. And when is the play being performed?
The play is actually being performed on 2 different occasions. Our first performance is, the play is actually going to Theatre Fest 2012, which is the provincial community theatre full-length play festival. This year it's being held in Yorkton. So we're actually performing the play completely in Yorkton at Sacred Heart High School Theatre on Wednesday, April the 11th. I think it's at 8 p.m. Then we come back to Regina and we do our regular Regina Little Theatre run of the play, and it runs from Wednesday, April 18th to Saturday, April the 21st, and the shows are at 7:30 on Wednesday and Thursday and 8 o'clock on Friday and Saturday at our usual location, the Regina Performing Arts Centre.
Thank you very much, sir.